Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Joyful Journeys. As we celebrate our 25th anniversary this year, we are highlighting individuals from every year of our existence in Northern Virginia. And today I'm so excited to be joined by Julia Troppe. And I'm just going to let her kind of take it away, tell us a little bit about your time in Girls on the Run, when you participated, where you participated. We can start with those things.
Yeah, so I participated in Girls on the Run when I was in third grade, and I believe in fourth grade as well. It was part of Ashland Elementary School, and it was me and a ton of my friends. We got to do it I don't remember what practices were like or anything at this point. Like, I couldn't tell you how often we did it or anything, but it was just a super fun time. We got to do it a few years in a row and have the races in the spring, of course. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Are there any like specific memories that you remember having with your friends or your coaches or at the 5Ks that like really stand out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So there was one thing that genuinely every single time that I end up going for a run now, I think about it when we would go on our like practice 5K runs or whatever on the trails. We would end up looping back around. And when me and my friends started seeing some of the other girls on their way back, we were like, oh my gosh, it's like just around the bend, like we're about to go around. And we would start as we were running on the trail that has like tons of random other people passing by. We would start singing the song from Pocahontas just around the river bend. We would just be
Oh,
like running around as we were going, knowing that it was coming back. And then I remember very distinctly at the end of all of those practice runs, everyone would finish and then they'd start lining up and you get to run and like high five everybody going through. Um,
oh my gosh.
yeah, and so that was one that I absolutely think about consistently, like every once in a while when I'm running, it's just in my head and I know that it's like coming around and I'm like, oh, right, that's happening. But I also remember at the 5K races, it was super fun because there was at least one of the years when the Taste of Arlington was happening right afterwards. So we would get to finish the race and obviously be hungry, and then you get to walk around in all of these fun booths, and you can see all the other girls wearing the Girls on the Run shirts, and you know that they were also just doing it, and it gets to feel like you're like, yeah, I just did this, like feeling like it's a big deal, even though everyone else is just like, oh, yeah, I'm sure she just ran the race. But for me, it was like, yeah, I was part of the race beforehand, like no big deal, and it felt super fun to just keep being in the community and knowing that I got to be a part of it. So those were some really good memories that I have from it.
I love that. I love that like it was every practice that you guys would sing that song when you were
Yeah.
coming around that last turn. And I feel like if I had done that, I would, like you said, like still sing that song when I'm like
Yeah.
finishing my run now. And that would just be like that little extra boost that you need just to get you to that finish line. That is so
Yeah.
fun. And then I can totally understand how you felt wearing your medal very proudly after the
Mhm.
5K. We often will like go out to lunch afterwards, and we typically see a bunch of GOTR teams out, and they're all proudly sporting their medals. It is
Mhm.
probably one of the cutest things to see. I love that. But
It's
I
so
mean,
fun.
it is a big accomplishment to be able to do that, especially at a young age when that distance is, I mean, it doesn't matter what your age, that distance could be intimidating for anybody. But the fact that you guys went out there and did it and you proudly earned your medal, love that. I mean, people still do that today. Like when
Yeah.
you run a race that you're proud of, like I love sporting my medal afterwards.
Mhm. I still do that when like Thanksgiving Day I run the turkey trot. I'm walking around
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no big deal, guys. I was in the race, so it's okay.
Right? You're a big deal. You're a celebrity at that point.
Exactly.
I love that. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're up to now, where you are in life, all those fun things.
Yeah, so I'm in my second year at Northeastern University. I've been having a lot of really cool experiences here. I run every once in a while. It's not anything crazy, but I'm part of a club figure skating team and a lot of different other organizations on campus. I am currently on co-op, so I'm working full time during the school year. It's a really fun program that Northeastern has, but I've got to have a really lot of a lot of really cool experiences. I went to Berlin my first semester and I got to travel around there a ton and I got to explore what everything is like there. There was one time I actually went to some like fitness class where I was running a lot there and it was the most intimidating thing ever because I was surrounded by like 6 foot tall Germans that were on like completely like training. It felt like they were getting ready for something really big. And then I was just like, this isn't quite the team environment that I am used to. But it's nice to have things that I'm a part of that are I feel like I didn't realize it at the time, but when I was in Girls on the Run, I really enjoy getting to do like physical activity or honestly anything with a group of people my age and a lot of friends and the people you meet with that. And so it's cool that that gets to continue on in different ways now.
Yeah, I love that. It seems like it kind of started that nice pathway into a good relationship with, even though it's not running, just being physically active, moving your body, appreciating the ability to move your body. That's
Absolutely.
Do
Yeah.
you might not remember this at the time,
Mhm.
but when you were in Girls on the Run, do you
Mhm.
ever remember feeling like kind of like dreading the exercise that you did? Or like sometimes, I mean, as a coach now, I like to think that most of the time the kids don't even realize that they're doing physical activity and their minds
Mhm.
are like, oh, we're just playing tag. And it's like, yeah, but you've been running around for 10 minutes nonstop. Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. So do you remember like when you were in Girls on the Run, did it feel like physical activity, like mandated exercise, or did it more just feel like fun?
It more just felt like fun. Like I remember when we did the practice 5Ks, it was always like I knew that it was something where I was like, okay, like this is, I'm running, like we're getting ready for this thing that's coming, but it was never really something where I was like, oh, I don't want to like go run because it was always just, oh, I get to hang out with my friends for however long like a practice was. And I think even nowadays there are certain times when I'm like, oh, I should probably go for a run. Like I should make my way outside and like actually do it, and I dread it a lot more. And it's fun to think back on the times when I was able to just have a ton of fun with it. And there's definitely still situations where I get to experience that sort of thing where I'm going and doing something with friends or I'm just in a community that feels less like exercise. But it was definitely a very fun thing to get to be a part of where it was like running was built into it, but it was never like, all right, guys, you need to really lock in, you need to get this time and do this, and like you should be pushing yourself and be super hard. And yes, there's obviously pushing yourself as part of it, but that never really felt like the pressure that was being put on us. It was always just about having fun.
Yeah, that's so good. And that's exactly how it should be. It should be kind of like goal setting, like, all right, last practice you achieved this. Today, let's
Mhm.
push it a little more, but it should never be something so crazy that it gets to the point where it's not fun. So I'm so glad that you had
Exactly.
that true good experience with it. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
there anything else um that like maybe you think you learned at GOTR that contributes to your life now? Like anything maybe about being a member on a team, or like were there any conflicts that came up in Girls on the Run that you learned how to handle those conflicts because of it? And today you're like, oh no, now I know how to handle that and it's not bad. Like I can do it.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely, like I've mentioned a little bit before already, being part of a team and getting to be part of that experience has definitely helped me as I've gotten older. It's so much more fun when you're with a group of people. Um, and even if at times, like we were in elementary school, of course, there were times when people had like little things of drama or whatever, where it's like, oh, this is a little conflict, but it never really felt like it was anything that would encompass the experience that we had. Um, but I think also, since I'm a figure skater, it's a sport that's very individual, and there are ways that you can be on a team with it, but it was never really the way that I went. And there were some areas here and there where I've been able to be part of teams, but Girls on the Run was definitely a space where it was super fun because it's an individual thing that you're doing, running on your own. It's your own time. You're not like as a collective putting up points or whatever, but you were able to be around all of these other people and feel like you were on this team because you were going through training with them and you were having all of these experience with them. And I think that that's something that even now, like I'll go to like a fitness class or something, and it's people that I've never met in my entire life and I won't ever see again, but you feel the sense of community there. And I think that's something that's really fun for me. I notice that I always have way more fun when I'm doing physical activity if it's with other people and I feel like I'm doing everything with them, rather than doing something completely on my own.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Mhm.
Um, any sort of physical activity, really, almost anything in general, is so much better when you have someone there alongside with you, especially when it could be something that could get boring, like a run. Like
Mhm.
you're by yourself and you're just running along through the trees or on the street. It kind of
Yeah.
can get repetitive, but when you have a friend with you and you're just yapping away, you're like, oh, you don't even realize the miles that you've read or run. But yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
It is much more fun when you have a friend with you.
Mhm.
Well, wonderful. Is there any other kind of last minute thoughts or memories that you have, or like any interest in continuing working with Girls on the Run in the future?
Yeah, so I don't right now with the amount of stuff that I have going on, I'm not able to volunteer and like coach a team or do anything like that, but I've definitely looked into helping out at some of the 5K races. I'm currently part of a sorority and I've been trying to get us in contact with some of the people up in Boston to see if we can get any participation in that and see if we can make signs or help pass out water or anything like that. Just sort of get to continue being in that community and then also get to build this relationship with the communities around us since we don't really see many elementary schoolers around Boston. So it'd be fun to figure out a way to make that work out. But I think the main thing from Girls on the Run that I continue to have is just like there are reminders every once in a while of certain things that I've done, got, and experiences I've had with that. The friends that I was very close with while I did Girls on the Run. I'm still very close with a lot of them. And anytime that it comes up, I always think of her. And then every once in a while, if talking about running or anything, that's always sort of a thought that's pretty present in my mind. I think I found like a headband or something that I had from Girls on the Run a few years ago. And that was always a fun thing to like come back and see, because it was really a lot of good memories associated with it. And then, of course, when I get to run with my mom, that's a really fun way to do it because I know that she ran the races with me when I was a kid. And there's just little things here and there that always bring me back to like, oh yeah, this is a really fun thing that I got to be a part of. And that's always a nice thing to have.
Oh, that's so sweet that like you even remember like your mom being with you at those 5Ks. Do
Yeah.
you like were there any other like emotions or like memories that you have from that? Like what was it like knowing that your mom was there doing it with you and like seeing you accomplish this?
Mhm. Yeah, it was definitely a really fun thing to have, especially because she's not there at the practices with us or anything, so she didn't see me getting ready for any of it. So then it always felt like a big deal where it's like, Mom, I know that you know I've been doing this, but let me show you that I've been doing this. Let me show you that I've been preparing for this. And it's a really fun way to have that because like nowadays, like the turkey trot again. We run that together with my brother usually too. But that's now a little bit more of like, we'll see how it goes. I've been like preparing for it. It's more of just we'll see what my current physical activity is giving me in a 5K. But
Right.
it was really fun to be part of Girls on the Run and be like, oh yeah, like my mom is with me and I get to have her join with me and all my friends. And I'm super close with my mom. So it's really fun to get to be like, yeah, come join and come hang out with me and my friends. But then also having the element of, look at what I can do. This is cool.
Yeah, that is so sweet. I mean, what kid doesn't love being able to show their parents what they can accomplish? That's so sweet. I love that. Well, Julia, thank you so much for joining us, telling us a little bit about your story as a participant and now as a college student. Super exciting. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
This episode of Joyful Journeys is brought to you by Girls on the Run of Northern Virginia.